Here's something really nice. It's a FX-7 medical droid on the Empire Strikes Back. It's most likely a Toytoni. It's such a high grade. It's graded 85, card 85, bubble 85, figure 85, 85 near mint plus. 1982 General Mills Star Wars ESB 45 back FX-7. I would have got this around 2015, just before the prices went super crazy. Got it for a great price. This is a low population figure for the Toytoni numbers. There's about maybe 26 in the population report, so it's what you would consider low. Maybe it's a little bit more, 37, but it's one of the lowest. I think the R5D4 is the lowest, but then FX7 is also quite low, whereas like someone like Bosk is at 500, Luke Farmboy is over 1,000, the Snowtrooper is over 1,000, and so on and so on. There's certain figures that are really common that are Toytonis, like the Luke Farmboy, and others that are quite scarce, like the Power Droid, Princess Leia original, she's quite hard to find, FX7, R5D4, so that's what prompted me to go for it, because I knew it was most likely a Toytoni, and but I didn't care. It's a German card. German cards are as rare as hen's teeth, and you know there's been a sort of what would we call it, a rapprochement with Toytonis, that people, even though they are manufactured or put together, assembled after the date, they're quite collectible now, because the scandal came to light in 2013, and you know, there was quite an outcry. A lot of people sold off all their figures that were Toytonis or considered to be, and so, you know, it was, you know, quite an outrage really. And but now there's quite a lot of people that are starting to pick up these figures carded, and you know, especially if it's a character you focus collect. If you want to collect German cards mostly are going to be Toytonis, so you know, you're going to have to bite the bullet. And if you wanted a carded German card figure, I think in terms of German cards, this was really the only German card ever produced, this and the Return of the Jedi, maybe 45 back, which is, I know you can get the Cloud Car Pilot on, which is incredibly scarce as well. I've got the German Cloud Car Pilot on the Empire Strikes Back card. Obviously it's a Toytoni, but you know, I don't mind. But also the Bosk, I've got that one. I mean, I've got quite a few German cards. I've got the Han original. That was the first one I picked off. Bought in 94 off Toytoni directly in Westminster Central Hall. I mean, the pretty famous comic collectors event that used to be held there, and the Methodist Hall. And yeah, so when the scandal came to light, I knew I had quite a bit. I mean, I'd forked out for the Luke Farmboy on the Palatoy card, 45 back, and that was the most expensive I'd paid for. So, you know, I wasn't going to be selling that off cheaply. I sat on them. Lobot as well, and Palatoy card. You know, so. But like I say, there's been a sort of, in terms of people collecting, there's been a sort of, obviously there's people that are going to never touch Toytonis, but there's others that are more laissez-faire, so to speak, and so are willing to bite the bullet, as so to speak, and buy Toytonis, knowing they are Toytonis, but you know, you're still getting a carded example of a figure on either a German card or a Palatoy card or a Clipper card. So they're the three main cards affected: the Palatoy 45Cs and some of the Return of Jedi 65Ds, and the German 45 cards and the Clipper 45 backs as well. But you know, to each their own. This one, I mean, they duped the grading companies as well. They duped AFA and UKG, so you know, I mean, this is just still a thing of beauty. I mean, look at this beautiful card, lovely figure. You can look at the bottom of the blister, you can see the number there. Looks like a number 10 there, 10. Remember when I got this, I was like waffling on about this number thing. And I did a lot of research about these numbers, and you know, it's the actual, it's not that number there, it's the number in the actual blister, just there. It's a 10. I mean, it's quite grubby around the blister if you look around the edge. But yeah, most interesting. And it's just a beautiful carded figure. I mean, FX-7 back in the day, I never really appreciated the card back, and I just bought whatever I got back in 93, 94, which I was guessing was the Tri-Logo, and I was happy with that. But now this Empire Strikes card is so visually appealing. I've got this on the 48C with the Palatoy stick on the back, so that's another nice looking card. So yeah, it's an underrated card image, but I mean, the Tri-Logo is reversed and the background is yellow, so that makes it even, that card, quite appealing as well. But yeah, I really like this. I decided to dig out some vintage today after reviewing Black Series and vintage. I think it was one vintage collection figure, so yeah, beautiful item. I know not Boss, Bounty, only action figure grader. I almost said only one Kenobi, I'm getting all mixed up, as you do when you get old. But you know, this action figure grader just got the Bosk figure on the German card, so yeah, very cool. I think with the originals they used double stem blisters, but then I think some of my Toytonis have double stem blisters, unless I've gone absolutely bonkers, which is possible, but you never know. Visually a really nice looking carded figure. Figure looks really cool. There are some variants of the figure with the number 1 and number 2 stamp. What is this version? I can't tell. My eyes are... Looks like there's a number 1 there. So it could be the number 1 stamp. Lucasfilm Limited 1980. So, yes. Very nice item. Clear blister. 85s all round. Just a beautiful item. I'll dig it out again in 5-10 years time. General Mills, there's the German address. 1982. With the German cards, there's an interesting thing that some have writing here, which I think is in English, it says Collector 45, and some do not. This one doesn't. But then I'm looking at some of the Palatoy or Mr. Palatoy's guides or whatever, and it's saying for the FX-7 it does have the writing, but this one clearly doesn't. So you know, but I can't expect there's many of these around. So you know, this is quite the gem. I remember when I won it, someone from Germany sort of wanted me to sell it to them straight away, and I said no. But you know, it's really nice. You've got the black under the Empire Strikes Back as well. So these cards were probably manufactured in the UK, sent to, and the cards were, figures were put on the cards, sent to Germany, sold. Very nice though. The only German card, it's a missed opportunity that Germany never made its own Star Wars cards, you know. They would have been so cool to look at. And Return of Jedi cards. I mean, is the Cloud Car pilot and the TIE Fighter pilot, but, you know, good. There's no such thing as that, but good, you know. There's no way you're going to ever find those out in the wild. Very nice piece, though. Very appealing. Yep. Just gorgeous. Anyway, time to stop waffling. Cheers, goodbye. I hope you like looking at that. That's FX-7 on the 1982 German General Mills card. 45 action figures. That's what makes it a German card back. Okay. Beautiful. Anyway, time to stop waffling. Cheers, goodbye. I hope you like looking at that.